guys. Lately online there's been a lot of talk about Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons and the drifting issues that many people have been experiencing. That's to say, it's not centering itself properly, so you'll let go of the direction and the character will keep moving. Some people have it worse than others, some people don't have it at all, but a lot of people are upset about Nintendo's response or lack of response. I'm not really going to talk about that, but what I wanted to do in this video was just show you that in about, 10-15 minutes and for about $5 to $10, you can actually fix these yourselves. I've noticed a lot of people talking about how they've been buying new Joy-Cons and essentially throwing the old ones out, and it just seems kind of wasteful because the fix is pretty straightforward, and I really do think anyone can do it if you're a little patient. And if you're at the point where you're going to throw these out anyway, what's the harm in giving it a shot? Worst you can do is make it worse, and you were going to throw it out anyway. So maybe you'll save yourself a few bucks. The clips in this video were taken from my previous video about replacing a Switch Joy-Con shell. So there's a few inconsistencies here and there, like you'll see the shell color change halfway through the video, and I take off a few extra things that you don't have to in order to fix the drifting. But I'm going to do a new voiceover, and I'm just going to cut out anything that's unnecessary, and I'll explain everything very simply so you can follow along. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so to begin, of course you're going to remove the 4 screws on the outside of the Joy-Con. Now I want to mention that the metal that these screws are made out of is extremely soft, so when you're unscrewing them, just put a decent amount of pressure on them, that way you're not going to strip them out. If you're interested in replacing them with stronger ones, I will leave a link in the description to a set of screws you can buy that will fit perfectly and that are much stronger than the stock screws. The replacement ones are also Phillips, so they're easier to replace in the future if you want to open it back up. Now with the screws gone, you want to open up the Joy-Con at the seam. If you have a plastic prying tool, that would be ideal. You can get it open with your hands, just be very careful because there's a couple of ribbon cables in there that you do not want to break. It's not too bad, just be gentle with it and you'll be fine. Now once you're inside, you're going to need to remove the battery. The battery just has a couple wires coming out of it that connects right next to it. You can simply lift those up out of their connector. That's very simple to do. And then the battery itself just has some double-sided tape on it. So again, if you have a plastic pry tool, you can just get under there and gently lift it out of its spot. After the battery's out, you're going to remove the battery tray, and all that requires is to remove these 3 screws that I have marked on the screen with the blue arrows. Now you're going to see me in the video, I remove all 5 of these screws. You can ignore that. You don't have to remove those 2 extra screws that are deeper down. So just focus on those 3. And with those 3 screws out, you can simply lift the battery tray out and move it to the side. It'll have a ribbon cable connected to it. You can remove that if you want. It'll give you more space to remove the analog stick. And you can see me removing that right here. It's very simple. You just flick up the black tab on the connector and then gently slide out the ribbon. It's very easy. But for that first one, you don't actually have to do it. It's completely up to you if you can work around it. What you do have to remove though is the ribbon cable attached to the analog stick and the other ribbon cable covering a screw for the analog stick. And again, it's the same thing. Just flip up the black tabs and then gently slide them out of the connectors. Once you have those 2 ribbon cables out, there's simply 2 screws holding in the analog stick, and you can pull it straight out. After you pull it out, putting the new one in is just a matter of reversing the steps. Place it in the hole, attach the 2 screws, attach the 2 ribbon cables, and then that third one if you removed it, and then the battery tray, and then the battery, and then the outer case, and you're done. You're not really having to take apart any of the smaller components of the controller. This should take about maybe 15 minutes the first time you do it, and if you have to do it more than once, you'll probably be down to about 10 minutes. So I'm also going to leave a link in the description with some links to part sets that will include the replacement joystick as well as the tools that you'll need. These are very cheap, at the time of this video, I think they're about 10 or 12 bucks. Again, if you have to do this in the future, you won't have to rebuy the tools. You'll just be able to buy the joystick itself. That should be $5 to $10. And yeah, there you go. This is a quick and cheap way to solve the drift issues on your Joy-Cons. I hope this helps somebody. If you enjoyed the video, give a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give a thumbs down, whatever. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.